I suppose I'd better do my bit for the neighbourhood, seeing as the roads are absolutely lethal. I need a rest as well. This is a big old pack. Right. This is the problem. I've just been on my backside. Yeah. That's the lane going down to our house, and it's like an ice rink, so we have right, time's ticking on. What are we on? 2:30. I want it to be sorted by this time, really. So I'll be honest, I don't really know where I'm going to go, and the roads are treacherous. Walk down the middle, we're not so bad. So you're probably thinking, what's he doing now? Well, we're doing an overnighter. I've got the hot tent with me. Perfect hot tent weather, look at it. And I've got the stove. And I've discovered straight away I need a lighter stove. Because this one's a Winterwell Nomad, I think it is. But it's stainless steel, it's heavy. It's alright for canoe camping, that kind of stuff. Car camping, but no, Pomerley do good folding titanium ones. We might have a look at that. But we're just out on a bit of an adventure, Friday night out. So, look at potholes around here. Look at that. Nightmare. Right, let's see if we can negotiate this hill. Find somewhere to camp. Well folks, we've made it. We've found quite a nice woodland actually. It's one that I've had my eye on for a bit. I've only been in once. So a lovely sparrow oak with some prey. And I think I've heard the goshawks knocking about around here, so it's a big coniferous woodland. Bit of deciduous as well. So this is our home for the night. You might wonder what we're doing, but I explained it a bit before. We're going to do a hot tent camp. In hindsight, I mean it's going to drop tonight. It's due to be about -8, -9. So it's going to be cold, but there's a lot of fallen trees in here, so I could have taken advantage of that and brought a tarp, slung a tarp over, but we've gone for comfort, so we brought the hot tent. I brought my stove as well, which I wish were a bit lighter, but you've got to weigh it up between comfort, so hot tents, or they're comfortable, they're good, and the stove gives me a good means of being able to cook on, so I've not had to bring anything else cooking wise, you know, any gas stoves, or I don't want to make an open fire, so it'll all be contained in the stove. So you've got to weigh it up between a bit more of a trek in, because obviously the hot tent, that's not lightweight, and the stove's heavy, so a bit more of an arduous trek in, but a comfortable night. I'll be warm all night, I get plenty of wood, or an easy walk in, and probably a cold night, to be honest, because under a tarp you're having to make probably a reflector fire. You've got to keep your fire going all night, so you're waking up sporadically and topping it up and that, so it's a bit of a faff, to be honest. I'd rather struggle with a tough walk in, which is what we have done, and hopefully have a comfortable night. So it's getting on now, it's 3 o'clock, so it's kind of late. I want to get up and find a spot. I'm going to drop the pack now, because I've not really explored it that much, this place. Drop the pack, have a quick scoot round, try and find a nice spot. We'll come back, pick the gear up, get the tent up, get some wood. That's a big thing we need to do. Get the wood processed, go down, get a bit of water, get that purified. There's a stream down the bottom, so we're up against it time wise, but we've got a torch, we can do it. We can do it by torchlight if we have to, but let's go and see if we can find a spot to camp. Like I said, we've dropped the gear. I can shift now, I can move. I'm a lot more mobile without that pack on. So the thing is, it's finding a clear spot. I'm always looking for trees as well, widowmakers they call them. We're not forecast any windy weather tonight, so I'm not envisaging any trees coming down, which would be a blessing, but wow, what a fantastic place. So, is this a potential cracking view? Let's have a look under here.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. Times I've stranded, a castaway, and I'm not sure. Although a stranger in this continent, I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom.
Right, that's the hot tents up, and bloody hell, 4:20. So we're against it now. I need some water. I'm going to get down to the stream, and then we need to get some wood, get this stove in, and get it lit, get warm. Come on. Well, we're finally getting something like organised. It took me a while to get the stove going. First priority when you get into a camp, get your firewood, get any water you need, get your shelter up, and then get your fire going. And we've got that going now. It's toasty. Honestly, it's nice and warm. We've still got lumps of ice on the floor, so it's not that warm, but it's warm enough. We'll be all right tonight. We've got a pack of stock of firewood there. So stove's going. We've had the flue pipe glowing. I'll just dry my gloves out, and it's about organising as well, getting your camp organised. This is going to be our bed for the night. We've got to get we're not roughing it completely. We've got to we'll blow up mattress up, and yeah, we'll be right. So lamb chops for tea. What more could a man want? And some leftover mashed spuds from last night. So, like I said, it's just being organised. You've got to get organised. Make sure all your clothes are together. Make sure all your tools are together, all your kitchen stuff, and get it all squared away. Bit of camera gear there. This tent has a little hanging device at the top of this central ridge pole, and it's great just for drying stuff. You can hang your light off it and all that kind of gear. So, right. Morning, folks. I'm not gonna lie, it's cold. It's bitter. Let's -4. I think what we need to do is get that fire going. I'm just dreading putting them cold clothes on. I'm gonna put my long johns on and a top, and yeah, get them clothes on and get this fire going, because he's a bit parky in here, definitely. It's nice to get a brew on, that's for sure. Because I'll be honest, I were a bit cold last night. I was. Once this fire goes out, the temperature really dropped. And luckily, I had enough water left in me water bottle to be able to make a brew this morning, because I went down to the stream, found a stream in the woods, went down with my water purifier, filled that up, schoolboy error, and I left it outside. I'd filtered some water into my big pot, filled enough, and then left it outside, still probably 90% full. Went out this morning, it's frozen solid. So anyway, luckily we've got enough for a brew, that's about it. So we'll wait for the food till we get home, because we're not that far from home. It's only a mile walk. So definitely a good shout though, bringing the stove. So if I'd have been tarp camping last night, I'd have been cold. I didn't want to make an open fire really. So much better struggling with the walk in, you know, carrying the extra stuff and having that level of comfort. Like now, it's toasty in here. It's really, really nice. I've had the old chimney has been glowing red, so you know it's warm when the chimney's glowing red. But for anyone, I don't know, anyone that's not done it like this, get out there and get it done. It's just fantastic to be able to wake up in a place like this, in a wild forest. And all right, I've not done any photography yet. I've brought the camera, but if we see anything, we see something, don't we? But it's just scouting and finding new locations and just exploring and being at one with nature. That's what it's about for me. I think right, that's it. Camp well and truly broke. The old mantra, leave no trace. Well, you're obviously going to see where the teepee's been, but yeah, there's no embers. Everything out of the fire's been extinguished. A few bits of firewood that we didn't burn, but that's about it. Everything that we brought we're taking back with us. So we'll get this stove away now, but fantastic spot. We'll be using this one again. That's our view. The hills in the background there. What a fantastic morning. It was never really a photography trip, this. I brought the camera stuff. I mean, when I get back down to the house, we're going to show you what gear we've brought with us and what you need for doing an overnighter like this. But ordinarily, you know, if I wasn't filming, I'd be out with the camera now, because it's just nice to be here. You know, you're here in the moment when you wake up, and you can, like last night, all I could hear was tawny owls, and I could hear the ravens this morning. It's just fantastic. If you haven't experienced it, you need to do it. If you're young enough, fit enough and strong enough to do it, get out there. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about nature and wildlife. And if you're a wildlife photographer, you love nature. And you should love the environment that the nature's in and be part of it and want to be part of it. So, and sometimes it's good to rough it and appreciate what the wildlife has to go through. I mean, you imagine living in an environment like this. You know, I don't know, but I have massive respect, for the struggles that wildlife go through. You know, imagine being a fox or a badger in this, and you've got to, not only have you got to keep warm. I mean, I struggled last night to keep warm, and I had a flipping stove with me. But to go out there and have to look for food and then put up with all the stuff that we chuck at them, you know, human beings, I don't know, it makes you think sometimes, doesn't it? But it's just fantastic to be out here. Anyway, I'm waffling on, talking rubbish. So we'll get this stove away, get the backpack on, get back home, and we'll show you what's in the bag. See you in a bit.
I've been acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child, so luminous and violent.
I said I weren't doing any of these walk backs. Come on.
Always in bloom, always in bloom for you. So many times I'm stranded,
Ready for a brew.
cast away and I'm not sure. Though a stranger in this storm.
Right, let's have a look at some gear, what we took on our little trip last night. So first off, the bag. So that's a big bag. It's a Savota Jacari XL, 100 litre I think it is when it's full. It's got a big roll top on it that can obviously roll down, and then you've got your top on there that comes over. But a fantastic bag, really well made, military quality. It's got an external frame on it, so really strong and really comfy to carry. It's got a really nice harness system on it. The thing is, when you get a big bag, the temptation is to fill it. So you've just got to be mindful. All the stuff you put in it, you've got to carry it. So, but as I was saying, this is kind of the minimum amount of kit that I take when I'm doing an overnighter. I'm always trying to trim it down and get it a little bit lighter. And so we'll go through it anyway. So the tent that we had. So this is a One Tigris Rock Fortress. This is a definite part of the kit that I can trim down. It's a big tent, is that, and it's heavy as well. So I've got it. I haven't got a smaller hot tent. I probably will invest in one at some point. But nice, plenty of room to move about in, and you've got space. That's the stove. Again, I'm going to be looking at getting probably a titanium Pomeli stove that fold down. This is a stainless steel one. It's a Winnerwell. Fantastic stove. That's the thing. You want to be comfy, but you've still got to carry it all to camp. But anyway, moving on. So inside the top of the bag, we've got decent roll mat. That's a Trekology, nice thick inflatable mat, because in cold temperatures like this you get cold in your back. You don't want to be on a thin mat, so that is worth the extra size. It's not that heavy. It's not a lot heavier than my Thermarest, so excellent roll mat. This little flex tail gear, it's called, and it doubles as a light. So I was using that as my light last night, but also it's a pump. Fantastic for blowing the old air mattress up, and you don't get moisture in the air mattress then. So apparently if you blow them up with your breath, it can cause the adhesive to rot, and eventually it'll knacker it up. So jacket, couple of mats. I could do with 3 mats, to be honest. I'm going to make myself some bigger ones. They're not quite big enough, these, for inside that particular tent. So mats for on the ground, 1 for underneath your sleep system, 1 for putting your bag down, and I've also got in the bottom of the stove bag, I've got a piece of foam that I can use for kneeling on, because last night it was it were a bit of a skanky camp, to be honest. It was mossy, and I had to dig some of it out and try and get it level. We had roots and there was lumps of ice and all sorts, so you need something down to keep your gear nice and clean. One thing that I was really glad that I took, I have this little tool, it's called a door hiker, and it's a spade, converts into like a pick as well, and it's got 2 extra handles, so it ends up like a long tool. What a fantastic addition to the kit. Again, it's a little bit heavy, but I'm so glad that I took it last night. It really helped, you know, clearing the camp and making that base nice and level-ish. So again, if you didn't take it, you'd end up having to fashion something out of a piece of timber, and it's just not suitable really, but that is a fantastic addition. Pots and pans, I just take 2 pots with me, titanium, the Bitty Big Q titanium cup and a titanium pot for cooking in, nice and light. Utensil roll, it's got me forks, knives, spatulas, that kind of stuff in. Water canteen, I should really have took a couple, to be honest. That's not really enough for an overnighter. If you can find a water source, you're not so bad. I ended up going down, found a stream, and I got some water in me water purification system, left it outside and it froze solid, so that was a schoolboy error last night. Hultafors forest axe for processing firewood. Obviously if you've got a stove, you've got to feed it, so axe, and the Silky Zubat, the Japanese pole saw for processing all your wood. Right, this side of the bag, big pouches on these, they're fantastic. This actually has just got a sleeping bag in, so it's a Snug Pack 4-season sleeping bag that just about fits in there. In this weather you need a 4-season bag. It got cold last night because the stove went out. Obviously you can't keep it burning all night, it'll only take so much fuel. The stove went out and I woke up and I were a bit cold this morning, to be honest, but the good thing is I'd got some firewood, got it all processed, got my feather sticks ready, so first thing in the morning I'm ready to go with a fire again, and within 10 minutes it was nice and toasty again. So back of the pack we've got first aid kit, easily accessible, on hand if you need it. So a little first aid pack with assorted everything in, to be honest. If you're using cutting tools, always handy to have a first aid kit and a couple of foot warmers, keep the hound tootsies warm. Didn't need them last night, it wasn't that bad. So in the back here, again, just things I need to hand. I've got a power bank there for the vlogging stuff and for my phone, and also a little Mora knife for all sorts of stuff around camp. So we've got one more compartment left. In the top, sorry, all this stuff goes in the top. So I've got a plate and a frying pan for cooking in, a couple of freeze-dried meals, and head torch and a buff, and then I've got my camera, and this is why I got the 180 to 600, because I can put that was wrapped up in my insulated jacket. So camera wise, when I'm going out on an overnighter, that is what I'm taking. I'm not taking any big prime lenses, and I've literally got, I'll show you in the bottom compartment. So camera wise, like I said, Z9 180 to 600. Mittens, and then literally I've got that one big pouch. So in there I've got a spare battery, I've got cleaning stuff, lens wipes, a blower, and that is it. That's all I'm taking when I'm doing an overnighter. I'm not going mad. I'm not taking a tripod. I'm not taking beanbag. It's all handheld. So in the bottom compartment of the bag, I've got brew stuff, so tea and coffee. This is my water treatment. That's my water purifier, so that'll do 3 litres that, so that'll do 3 litres of water. A bag full of cordage, so belt lines, guy ropes, paracord, all that kind of stuff. A couple of quick straps. So that's a bag with all my fire starting stuff in. I've got some birch bark, all sorts of bits of tinder and ferrocerium rods as well, and a lighter. No point making it difficult for yourself. That's my Snugpak bivy bag. Again, just gives you an extra layer of warmth and stops any condensation dripping onto your sleeping bag. Keeps you nice and dry. Pair of binoculars. Silk liner for when it gets really cold. I didn't use it last night, but a silk liner apparently will add another season on. So if you've got a 3-season bag, use a liner like that, it'll be a 4-season bag. And that's about it really. So that's a few little bits and knives and wet wipes, that kind of stuff in them pouches. So that's the gear I take. There's quite a bit of it. I know it's quite a load to carry, but you want that extra bit of comfort, don't you? So that's it. So we'll be using this a lot more this year. We'll be getting out doing some overnighters. I've got another couple planned in the next few weeks, so hopefully this cold weather might stick around and we can get some more hot tenting done. So thanks for watching this one. Thanks for the support. Give us a like if you've enjoyed it. Press that subscribe button and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.